Good afternoon, guys. Friday, video number 3. Go figure. So, Mrs. P and I were out getting pretty much the last of our spring planting done. So, all our beans in, our corn in, that sort of stuff. And okay, it's time to come in for lunch and take a break, check email, do that sort of stuff. And I got a couple of interesting emails that kind of tie into a lot of what everybody keeps talking about, including me, about are they trying to, on purpose, get rid of the food supply? Now, me, everybody else has talked ad nauseum about bird flu and culling chickens, and I was telling you the story this morning, and eggs and all this sort of stuff, right? Protein source. So, a couple emails I got this afternoon. First one, I'll read you the headline. Japanese encephalitis outbreak in Australia detected in dozens of pig farms. Pork supply set to plunge. So, okay, now we're not going to be able to get chicken. We're not going to be able to get pork. Crap. Okay. Oh, so let's add this one. Bacteria infects trout hatcheries, prompting fish kills. A bacterial outbreak in the Black Rock and Fish Springs trout hatcheries will mean hundreds of thousands of catchable trout will be killed instead of stocked in eastern Sierra waters before this week's opening of fishing season. And beef costs how many ounces of gold per pound? What's left? You know, it begins to start to look like all of this is working together. You know, what was it, 2 years ago? All of a sudden, Beyond Meat and the Impossible Burger and everything like that were introduced and pushed hard through like McDonald's and Burger King. You know, try our, soy-based or our plant-based meat. It tastes just like beef and yada, yada, yada. There was a story yesterday that McDonald's is now going to potentially permanently keep their plant-based burgers on the menu. Not that I eat at McDonald's that often, but guess what? If that's what you're going to feed me, I won't ever be eating there. Okay? Just so you know. Why are they trying to kill off the protein source? Okay. I mean, I'm sorry, but this is way too, we're light years past coincidental that all of a sudden poultry and pork and fish all of a sudden at the same time aren't any good to eat. And gee, let's raise the price of beef through the roof. You know, I'm sorry, but that just stinks to high heaven that I'm sorry, this is not a coincidence that this is all happening at the same time. Okay. There's two options here. This is either divine intervention or this is planned. Pick one. Okay. And if God decided that he didn't want you to eat meat, how did Samuel L. Jackson put it in Pulp Fiction? Why'd he put it on the planet? Okay. You know, there you go. So what's the alternative? All right. And we get into plant-based burgers, right? And there's all this stuff about soy. Now, I'm going to give you this. There's studies like crazy out there about soy is not good for men, okay? And I will read this. This is actually from a doctor, okay? And I'll link this below to you. This is from a PhD at Colorado State. Soy contains isoflavones, which are converted in the body to phytoestrogens, similar to human estrogen that occurs naturally in both men and women. Theoretically, a high isoflavone intake could stimulate production of estrogen and decrease production of testosterone, with one result being enlarged breast tissue. In other words, man boobs. And whoever was upset about me coughing, sorry. Okay. You know, it's part of life. At least I try not to fart on camera. But so, you know, this is a controversial thing. You know, there's the National Institute of Health. I know their credibility is about zero. says, oh, there's no evidence of this or anything. All right. And doctors will all tell you in moderation, right? You can eat 2 servings of soy a day and be fine. Okay. Not this, I'm going to have soy milk on my cereal for breakfast and a soy burger on my plate for lunch. And then, we'll have soy chicken breasts for dinner. And all of a sudden, you're eating too much soy. But this may all work out perfectly because if you can take the male population and make them women, I don't know, no offense to women here, but there's a reason why women are called the fairer sex, okay? And we can talk about Leah Thomas and all this and, why it's unfair. Men are more muscular, most, than women, okay? Genetically, at least. Yes, I know we have plenty of women out there who are bodybuilders, and we have plenty of guys out there that are, you know, 2 12-packs into the grave, but I'm talking about overall. But see, if we get all this soy going into everybody, then we can weaken the male population, which makes the government much easier to take over the country because the strength has been wiped out. Now, it kind of all works into play real quick because, once I develop man boobs or whatever it is, hey, now I can identify as a woman too, right? Because I'll just have to change my pronouns. But this is all kidding aside. This is the craziness that's going on with food. And I know we keep talking about food, 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 food. And why do we keep talking about it? Because it sure as hell seems to me that no matter what, we'll call them the powers that be, okay? Whether it's governments of the world, whether it's the New World Order, whether it's the World Economic Forum, whoever the hell you want to include in this, sure seem to be stopping the food supply by any way, shape, or form. They can't, well, I can't say that because, Joe and his stupid Ministry of Truth thing, but shouldn't be able to say, effective immediately, meat is illegal. Okay, so they're going to try every other way. Let's make sure they can't get it, and let's make sure they can't afford it. One of y'all sent me an email just this afternoon. Lots of emails, obviously, as I get it. But Jim sent me this, and I just want to read it to you because it's a good way to finish this off. He says, hi, Pinball. I went to the butcher to get my meat order this morning. They told me to get everything I need now as things are going to get very bad. Either no meat or I won't be able to afford it. Everything you've been saying, only now coming from the butcher. No, guys, preppers aren't crazy. No, we're not conspiracy theorists. We're reality theorists. There's a lot more truth coming out of prepper channels than there is coming out of television channels. Just something to think about. Get more food ASAP. Pinball out.